Hello, good morning, guys. Now, myself, Dr. Sakti Prasad, and today I'm going to teach of coin probabilities. Now, these are the outlines of my today lectures. Now, coin probability. First, we learn for the experiment of tossing a fair coin. When we toss a fair coin, then the possible outcomes are head or tail is coming. That is, we can write in the short form H is H or T respectively, where H is denoted by head and T is denoted by tail. The sample space is we can write in the form of whole omega is equal to H and T, and where H and T are the sample points of the sample space. Therefore, we find out the total number of the possible outcomes for tossing a fair coin is coming to, and after that when we flip a fair coin, there is always probability to getting a head or tail is half, means that is the 50%. Now the experiment of tossing of two coins simultaneously, the sample space is coming omega is equal to HH, HT, TH, TT, where HH, HT, TH and TT are the sample points of the sample space. Therefore, the total number of the possible outcomes is 2 square is equal to 4. And now we go for the experiment of tossing of three coins simultaneously. Therefore, the sample space is coming HHH, HHT, HTH, HTT, THH, THT, TTH, TTT, where these are the HH and HHT are the sample points of the sample space. Therefore, the total number of the possible outcomes 2 to the power 3 is equal to 8. And after that, we find out the experiment of tossing of 4 coins simultaneously. The sample space is coming like this. And now, therefore, the total number of the possible outcomes is equal to 2 to the power 4 is equal to 16. And therefore, similarly, we can find out the experiment of tossing of n coins simultaneously. Therefore, the total number of the possible outcomes is equal to 2 to the power n, where n is the number of coins. And these are the experiments. And first, we find the sample space. We have already studied in your 10 and 12 classes. Now, in these sections, we have utilized the complex event concepts and we can use to solve the coin probabilities. So first, what is the probability of getting one tail and one head if two coins are tossed? First, we write the complex event. Here the complex event is what? Just we particularly what is the probability of getting one head and one tail, and here one head and one tail, that is known as the complex event. H and T, we can write directly T and H, here one tail and one tail, because here is a if two coins are tossed, that's why we can write the complex event TH. And after that, how to find the probability of these complex events? So just we write the probability of TH, and we write here probability of T into probability of H into arrangement of TH. Arrangement of TA, this part is coming from what? These are coming from the permutations. Now we know that how to write the arrangement of T and H. Suppose how many ways we can you arrange these words TH in a permutations part. Then we write directly word 2 factorial. Here is repetition is not there. Now we move for the one by one. What is how to find the arrangement of this? After that, we assume that these are the questions are coming from the fair coins only, for the unbiased coin only. Then we find the probability of T is equal to half and probability of H into half into what? The arrangement of th. It is this part is coming from the permutations, and how many ways to arrange these words. Th means 2 factorial, repetitions is not allowed. That is the answer is coming 1 by 2. Now we move for the second question. What is the probabilities of getting 2 heads and 1 tail if 3 coins are tossed? Here is now in these questions the complex event is what? You are getting the probabilities of what? 2 heads and 1 tail. Means that the complex event directly we can write here H and T, because 3 coins are tossed, and now we getting the probability of 2 heads and 1 tail. That's why we can write the complex event HHT. And after that we find the probability of HHT. How HHT means how to find the complex event. So just we go for the probability of H into probability of H into probability of T into arrangement of HHT. Now the probability of HHT is equal to probability of H into probability of H. Now in these sections we go for the how to find the probability of HHT. Then the probability of H is equal to half and probability of H is equal to half and probability of T is equal to half, and into arrangement. Here how to arrange this. Here is the HH is repeated, means we can write the 3 factorial upon 2 factorial because HH is repeated. And after that we calculation 1 by 2 to the power 3 into 3, we get the answer is 3 by 8. And now the next we move, what is the probability of getting 2 heads and 2 tails if 4 coins are tossed? So now in these all questions, no need to write out the complex sample space and then we find the probabilities, what the number of variables. So we can directly we write the number of variables in a complex events. So here is the complex event is what? HHTT, because what is the probability of getting 2 head and 2 tail? Just we write the 2 head HH and TT, and we know that in a previous these examples how to find the probability of complex events. So just we write the probability of HHTTT. We can write here probability of H into probability of H into probability of T into probability of T into arrangement of this whole complex event HHTT. Now after that we get these values. What is the probability of H is half, probability of H is half into probability of T is half into probability of T is half into arrangement. Now how to arrange? Here is the 4 words is there H H T T. Then we write for the 4 factorial. H is repeated 2 times. Then we 2 factorials and Tt is also repeated 2 times. Then we write the 2 factorials. These parts are coming from the permutations, so go in the permutations chapters and we studies how to arrange these words. So after calculations we can write 1 by 2 to the power 4 into 6 is equal to 3 by 8. Now in the go for the next question, what is the probability of getting at least 2 head if 3 coins are tossed? Now in this section we write what is the meaning of complex event. Complex event is a what? Here is the 2 heads is given, means just we write 2 head and 1 tail, or HHT. At least 2 heads means we take the minimum is 2 heads and maximum is 3 heads because 3 coins are tosses. Then 3 plays are needed. That's why we can write the complex event HHT or HHH. And after that we go for finding the probability of complex events. Here we probability of HHT or HH. We can write in simple way probability of HHT plus probability of HHH is equal to probability. We can write in the form of complex event. We use the probability for finding the complex events. There is the probability of H into probability of H into probability of T into arrangement of HHT, plus we can write here plus, and now probability of H, probability of H, probability of H into arrangement of HHH. And after that we write the probabilities of the complex event. Here the probability of H is half. Now the next is probability of H is half. Now probability of T is half into the arrangement of HHT. Then how to arrange this? Here the three words is there, then 3 factorial and HH is repeated. Therefore we can write for 3 factorial upon 2 factorial and 1 factorial. No need to write the 1 factorial here. Just we write for the 3 factorial upon 2 factorial. And now we go for the plus, and what is the probability of H is half. What is the probability of H half? What is the probability of H half, and how to arrangement of HHH? Here is the 3 factorial upon 3 factorial, and after that we calculate 1 by 2 to the power 3 into 3 plus 1 by 2 to the power 3 into 1. Then we calculate, we get the values of half. Now the next is, what is the probability of getting at least 2 head if 4 coins are tossed? At least 4 head and complex event. Then we write the complex events. What is the complex event is coming? At least 2 head means 4 coins is tossed. Means we go for HH TTT or HHH T or HHHH. 3 events are coming: HHH TT or HHHT or HHHH. Then after that we go for the finding the probability of the complex event. Just we use for the or is given, that's we first we need to write the probability of HHTT plus probability of HHHT plus probability of HHHH, and after that we use the concept of uh, complex events, and then we write the probability of HHTT here. So just we write probability of H into probability of T into probability of T into arrangement of HHHTT, and after that we go for the probability of HHHT. Here is the probability of H into probability of H into probability of H into probability of T into arrangement of HHHT, plus we go for the probability of HHHHH. Here is write the probability of H into probability of H into probability of H into probability of H and into the arrangement of HHHH. Then we write the particular values of probability of H, probability of HT and arrangement of this. We get these values, and first we move for this. Probability of H is half, probability of H is half, probability of T is half, probability of T is half into arrangement of this HHT. Here is the 4 factorial upon 2 factorial into 2 factorial, and then we move for the plus. Here is the half of probability of H is half, probability of H is half, probability of H is half, probability of T is half into arrangement of HHHT. Then we write the 4 factorial upon 3 factorial into 1 factorial, and after that we move for this plus probability of H is equal to half, probability of H equal to half, probability of H equal to half, probability of H is equal to half into arrangement of HHHH. Here is a 4 factorial upon 4 factorial, and after calculations we get these values is equal to 11.16. Now the next example, a coin is tossed 4 times. What is the probability of getting exactly 3 getting hit exactly 3 times? Now the solution is what? What is the complex event here? Now we need to find the probability of non getting exact hit exactly 3 times. Now we write for exactly 3 times means HHHT, because the coin is tossed 4 times. Then we write for the HHT, and after that we similar way we can find the probability of this complex event. Here the probability of H into probability of H into probability of H into probability of T into arrangement of HHHT, and then we write the particular values of probability of H is 1 by 2, probability of H is 1 by 2, probability of H is 1 by 2 into probability of T is 1 by 2 into arrangement of HHT. Here is the 4 factorial upon 3 factorial, and after calculation we get the values equal to 1 by 4. Now we move for the next question. What is the probability of getting at least one head if 3 coins are tossed? At least one head if 3 coins are tossed. Now in this way we can write for probability of at least one head. So we go for the directly 1 minus probability of no head, and then we write probability of no head means that we can write for t, and after that we can write for 1 minus, and here is the complex event probability of t, then we arrange probability of t into probability of t into probability of t into arrangement of t, and after that we write for 1 minus probability of t is equal to half, probability of t is equal to half, probability of t is equal to half into arrangement of t, then 3 factorial upon 3 factorials, and after that we get the values is 7 by 8. Now thank you guys. So I will discuss the card probability on the next video.